Hey guys, it's Oluvids, and today is the 35th anniversary of the entire Final Fantasy series, and that's a pretty big deal, and I want to do something for today, because, I should, I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. So, what I'd like to do today is show you guys my entire Final Fantasy collection, while also kind of giving a timeline of like when I got each game, and maybe a little blurb about my experience with it. And then 5 years from now, on the 40th anniversary, we can see how much it's grown, which 5 years is a while, but yeah, so this is the 35th. We're gonna see how much I have. Also, I got the hat today. You could say this is a reference to Cypher and Kingdom Hearts 2, just to keep it in theme with Final Fantasy. Anyway, let's just get into my collection. So, first Final Fantasy game I ever had and never played was Final Fantasy X. I have the original PS2 copy. So this one was funny. I found this randomly in a bin in like. My dad had like a bin of games randomly, like I had stuff like Final Fantasy X, an old Call of Duty, an old GTA, Metal Gear Solid 2, which had a bunch of random games in there. I'm guessing he bought a bunch of games that like he heard were good. So one day me and my cousin, Joe Smooth, if you know his YouTube, we were just looking around what's there, and it was there. We didn't really look into it that much, but then we started playing Kingdom Hearts, and so we saw these guys, and I used to look in the journal a lot, so I would see, okay, this kid from Dissidia is from Final Fantasy X. Okay, I didn't know it was 10 at the time. I thought it was just Final Fantasy X. So I'm like, okay. And then I went back down. We saw this. We're like, yo, this is the same guy from Destiny Island. This is that guy. So we went and we're like, let's play this game. And it was actually really good. I really enjoyed this game. And this is still around the time where I haven't really played much RPGs. Like at most, it was like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and like Pokemon Platinum, maybe even Pokemon Fire Red. But like, I haven't had much experiences with these big stories. A really big story-driven, really serious game. And yeah, it was amazing, absolutely amazing. I still love it to this day. I got up to the second final boss in the game, and I could not beat it because I had a terrible understanding of the leveling system. I thought it was just like Pokemon where you just level up and your stats go up, but like it's the whole sphere grid. You have to actually like put in their stats yourself. So yeah, but I really enjoyed the game, and my big first entry into Final Fantasy. And funnily enough, I did, however, hear the battle theme for this game before I played. It's because of Final Fantasy Sonic. It was like the battle theme for the Guardian fight. If you haven't played Final Fantasy X, definitely give it a try. And if you're someone who hasn't played Final Fantasy before, I think this is a great starting point. Not just because it's where I start off, but it's because it's still a traditional Final Fantasy, but it's modern enough so that it doesn't look bad in today's standards. And also, it has voice acting, and it's not too hard until like later on in the game, but yeah, this is a good starting point. This is where I started off. So yeah, so I'm going to be including a couple of digital things because I don't have everything physical. Next game that I played, next Final Fantasy game I played was Final Fantasy VII on my PS3. You've probably seen footage from the PS3 copy that I have that I played, because the PlayStation 3 has a bunch of PS1 games on there you could download. So I played a bit of Final Fantasy VII at the time. Honestly, I got lost back when I played in like 2013. Also, just to clarify, Final Fantasy X, I had this maybe like 2010, 2011, 2012, around that time period. I was very young. So yeah, I played Final Fantasy VII in 2013. Didn't really know where to go. I got stuck a bit outside of Midgar, and so I played a bit of that, but I didn't really get far in it. Fast forward over to 2015. I wanted to get a Christmas present. I didn't know what I wanted for Christmas. I just had money. And so I was just scrolling through GameStop, like, what games are out right now? At this time, there was a lot of series I wasn't even into yet. And there was no new Kingdom Hearts or new Sonic or anything. So I was like, I don't know what to get. I don't know what's there. And that's when I saw that they just came out with a new Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy 15. This is my second physical Final Fantasy game. But this is the third one I ever started. The Day 1 edition. I did not get this on day one. For some reason, they had the day one edition for a long time. Anyway, so yeah, like, I was like, okay, new Final Fantasy is out. Well, I liked Final Fantasy X. I didn't get far in 7, but I liked to play that. And I'm like, it's Final Fantasy, so it must be really good. So I went and got it. And I did watch a little bit of gameplay before I got it. I'm like, oh, shoot, it's action now. Cool. It's like an action game. Okay, cool. And the graphics look really good. Noctis's design, all the designs look really cool. So I'm like, yeah, let me get that. And at the time, I didn't even realize this game was like what Versus 13 turned into, because I knew of Versus 13. Like, I had seen these guys before. I didn't know it, but I've seen these guys before. But I wasn't really paying attention to Versus 13's development just because, like, I only wanted it to be finished so that they could start making Kingdom Hearts 3 at the time. But yeah, so I got the game. At the time I didn't, I just got it because of the new Final Fantasy, and I actually really enjoyed it, you know, like, I think, genuinely, I still think this is a good game. It's not like my favorite Final Fantasy, probably wouldn't be my top 3, but I think this is in general just a good game. I beat this game in like 3 days. I actually still have the video on this channel where I was showing off, hey, I got Final Fantasy 15. And I have a couple of like Let's Plays on the channel if you like really want to look back. So yeah, like I went and I was so excited because it's the new Final Fantasy. I beat it in like 3 days because I was playing it non-stop over Christmas break. And yeah, just to show how much I liked playing the game. And yeah, I went on to get the DLCs later on and played all those. It's really cool. I even have a video on this channel where I tried out the multiplayer comrades mode. So yeah, Final Fantasy 15 kind of got me back. Like, it kind of reintroduced me to Final Fantasy because, you know, I played 10 way back and a bit of 7 way back, but I still wasn't like really into the fandom yet. And I played 15, I'm like, okay, this is like the game that kind of brought me back into Final Fantasy. And into really like, okay, let me play the actual games. Because back then, before I got this, me and my cousin had a PSP. We kind of shared it. I did say that 15 is like my second physical one, but you could count this one also as one of the early ones I got. I got this before I got 15. The reason why I kind of skipped it, like in terms of talking about it, is because I remember buying this. I went to a game shop and I bought this because I'm like, cool, Final Fantasy game for the PS. We got a PSP. And we're like, okay, what games do we get? And I'm like, okay, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, we like those. We got Birth by Sleep. We got this game because, like, okay, cool, Final Fantasy 7 game. The Zack guy, the clouds on it, you know. So we're like, okay, cool. My cousin played it. I played like one mission of it, and then I never played it again. I didn't really play this game until I streamed it on my Twitch like a couple of months ago. Which, by the way, go follow my Twitch. I play games on there. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good game. Not my favorite thing ever, but I think it's good enough, and I like the like lore additions it has and the expansion of Zack and all of that. Good game, but in terms of this original copy, I didn't actually play it till way like years on. I didn't really play this because I was playing Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and also because I was too busy playing this game. This game right here, while, you know, this was before I was really in, I'd say really into like the whole series of Final Fantasy, this game definitely introduced me to a lot of the other games, other characters. All of the protagonists and all the villains fight each other. They're like locked in the eternal war. And honestly, I didn't even play the story for this. I just played free battle. I just chose Tidus because, you know, Final Fantasy X, I played that, and I went and fought everyone. Fun fact: you actually have a reverse case. So this is what it looks like normally with the heroes. This is all the main characters. You actually have a black reverse case with all the villains. Let me get that. Okay, it's blurry, but yeah. Just cool fun fact. But yeah, I played a ton of Dissidia. I liked it a lot. Like, it's just a really fun game. It's like, you know, the fights looking at Advent Children, like you're flying around, slamming people in the walls, all this different stuff. That's basically this game, but with all the characters of Final Fantasy. So it was really cool. I'm probably gonna stream this game on my Twitch at some point, like actually play the story mode. And now that I've actually played more Final Fantasies, I just beat 8, so I'll know a bit more about some of the characters, not all of them, but you know, I'll be able to appreciate it a bit more outside of just playing as Tidus and Cloud. So a little bit after I got Dissidia, we went and got Dissidia 12 because, I mean, naturally, we like Dissidia, so let's get the sequel to Dissidia. And I'm gonna be honest, this one, I don't know why, but I didn't really play this one that much. I played a bit of the story mode, but I would always go back to regular Dissidia. I don't know why. And even in this game, you get to transfer your characters, I believe. Like, your characters, you have like equipment and levels, you could transfer that and fight is really hard fight if you're like, oh yeah, I'm a master at Dissidia 1, and it asks you. I don't know why, I didn't really play this one that much, but this game added like assists, it added a couple new characters like Tifa and Lightning. It was blurry, but no reversible, no cool thing like that. But yeah, like, I don't know what it was. I played a bit of the story. I got up to the part where I was playing as Vaughn, I believe, or Van, however you say his name. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably stream this one too on my Twitch when I get to it. Maybe I'll find some sort of appreciation for this, because I don't even think it's bad. I don't know, I just didn't play it. And so, over time, I went and got some more digital games on PS3. I went and got Final Fantasy IX, and that became my favorite Final Fantasy. So yeah, I played that. I finished up 7 over in like 2018. So that was like way later on. But yeah, I enjoyed those games. I later went and downloaded Final Fantasy 6 as well. And I downloaded Final Fantasy 1, 2, 5, and 8. Eventually, I did get another physical Final Fantasy, an older one. And this is actually the only like special edition one I have, because that 15-day one doesn't count. But I have a Final Fantasy 12 Collector's Edition, like a really cool steelbook case. I got this at a convention at something called a Video Game Con for... I even kept the price tag, only $10. This is a steal. The game alongside like a bonus disc with like the development. We also have like the main cast in the back here. Pretty sure this is not reversible because it's like a whole steelbook case. And I played this game for a bit. Not that much, I'm not even gonna lie. I played up until the first judge. I beat him. I think we were like in a ship. We beat the judge and we got out, got our first Magicite, got the first summon. And then I kind of just didn't. I fell off of it, honestly. I don't think I was playing the game right. Like, I was kind of just on the license board, just aimlessly wandering around doing random stuff. So I'd definitely like to get the Zodiac Age edition and give it another try with a more focused, like, character building, because I wasn't really doing a good job with that. I need to hopefully play 12 again, try to play it again, and hopefully I'll like it more. And then I can really appreciate this, because I have a collector's edition for one I just barely, got into. Then later on, I ordered this from Amazon. I got Final Fantasy 13 for the first time because I still have my PS3. Outside of PC, this game is not anywhere else. You can't get it on PS4 or PS5. If you have an Xbox, you can do backwards compatible, but PS3, in terms of consoles, is the only way to get this game. You can't even download it. That's how old this one is. You can only get it through the disc. So I got the disc, and it's actually a really cool game. I don't know what people were talking about back when this came out. I don't know why, but it has just snow on its Shiva motorcycle. That's very specific, but alright. Cool game. I didn't finish it so far, but I liked it, what I played so far. It was because this boss, it was a really strong boss I was fighting. Start with a B. Bar something. Someone in the comments could finish it. I could not beat him. That's why I didn't play this in a while. I think that's literally what I streamed, actually. But yeah, but I like the game. I might get it on PC. Probably get it on PC, just so I could continue. I think the last physical game I have is 13.2, which this one I also got from a convention, because I was like, okay, well, I got 13.1. I see 13.2 for, I'm pretty sure it was a cheap price, so I was like, let me get 13.2. And I tested it just to test it to see if it works, because of course I wanted to know if it works. And the beginning of this game looked insane. Like, there's lightning flying through the sky, fighting some sort of crazy guy. I don't know what was going on. I had no context, but 13.2. So I have like basically 2/3 of the FNC, the Fabula Nova Crystallis, which is like that little 13 series. So that would be like the 13 games and Final Fantasy 15. And I don't have Type 0, so probably get that eventually. But I don't have Lightning Return Tether. I didn't get that. I could have, but I don't know why I didn't. Actually, funnily enough, I do have a bit of history with this. I played a demo way back in, pretty sure before I even got 15. I just was looking for demos and I saw, oh cool, Final Fantasy. And yeah, that was the first time I played like a modern Final Fantasy type thing. It was like Noelle and Sarah. I think it might have been, I remember it was like some sort of boss fight. It had QTEs. And then after that, you get to like wander around. And I remember this like weird invisible thing kept killing me. I don't know what it was. And I also wasn't used to the Final Fantasy 13 gameplay, but I really liked how it was like kind of real-time command-based. So it was really cool, but of course I didn't fully understand the system, so I didn't do that well in the demo. But yeah, I do have a bit of history with this game. And they have like this, yeah, you could like recruit monsters, and you have like Mog following you around. Yeah, okay, so I have a bit of history. And of course, I did start playing Final Fantasy 14. I don't know, would 14 count as like being part of a collection? Because literally, I think you probably could get it physical, but pretty sure most people probably downloaded it. But I did, I played 14 a little bit for the PS3. And then I got it for PS4. Probably gonna get it on PC so I can actually continue it. But 14, and I do have 7 Remake. You guys know I have 7 Remake already, but that's on PC, so there's no physical, no case, so it's not as cool. But I have 7 Remake as well, and I also have on my Nintendo Switch. I actually have Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, the HD collection. Okay, I want to actually like have it focus on this one. There you go. Yeah. So I got this around high schoolish time. That was like a couple years ago, because you know I was like, okay, for one, I want a Final Fantasy game on the Switch. 2, it's been years since I played like Final Fantasy 10. That was my first one, and I never really beat it. So I was like, I gotta get this again. It was on sale. I don't remember why it was on sale, but it was on sale. And I was like, okay. And also, there's a sequel to the game. I've never played the sequel. I don't have the sequel, so I might as well get this. I could get the game, my first Final Fantasy, as well as the sequel to it in one package on the Switch, so on the go too. So I was like, yeah, let me get that. And I still liked Final Fantasy X as much as I did before, except I knew that I was doing this time, so I was actually able to beat the final boss to get the ending, so that was great. It's still my favorite Final Fantasy ending. I played 10-2, and it was a game, but I don't regret playing it because, you know, now I know how I feel about it, and I could say, you know, I need to make reviews on these Final Fantasy games at some point, but, you know, I liked 10. Unfortunately, I didn't get any Final Fantasies on the DS or the 3DS, because at the time, when I was playing the 3DS and DS, I didn't really explore different franchises that much. I just got Pokemon and Sonic and like called it a day. And when I did finally, like at the final year of the 3DS, I finally started exploring other games. It was like Dragon Quest VIII, so obviously it wasn't Final Fantasy. So if you guys know of any cool Final Fantasy games for the 3DS, let me know, or the DS. I know they have like remakes for 3 and 4 on there, but like original DS Final Fantasy games, let me know. I know they have like Theater Rhythm 3DS for the 3DS, and they're coming out with a new Theater Rhythm actually, so that's cool. But yeah, let me know if there's any cool DS or 3DS Final Fantasy games. That is pretty much my entire Final Fantasy collection. So a good chunk of games. It's all, in terms of physical, all on PlayStation. I need to get like a physical for a Nintendo system, probably for the Switch maybe. But yeah, a good chunk of games physical. The thumbnail's probably gonna look something like this, but good chunk of games. And then I got physical and digital, so I have a good couple of them there. And yeah, so I hope that in the 40th anniversary I'll have more stuff. Maybe I'll have some plushes in the background there, or some amiibo. I want to get the Sephiroth amiibo and Cloud, but Cloud is expensive because it's old. But yeah, maybe some plush, maybe some, you know, statues or something, and more Final Fantasy physical games, and of course Final Fantasy 16 Rebirth. I would like to get Rebirth physical at the very least, because I don't have Remake physical. But yeah, so let me know in the comments. Obviously you can't send pictures, but let me know what your what's your collection of Final Fantasy games, which ones do you have, whether it be physical or digital. Which ones do you have, and which ones are you looking to get? I was like showing off my collection, but I never really got to do it on YouTube. I mainly did it on Twitch. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the collection too, and just like the general storytelling behind each one of them. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. So happy 35th anniversary of the Final Fantasy, and hopefully the future will be bright. All right, see you guys later.